Hey Saber fans, so I have here some more proffie goodness for you. So, as you might have guessed, NeoPixel and proffie. Gotta love that smooth swing. Now, as you could already tell, it sounds pretty muffled, right? Well, that's because this sucker is accurate to a freaking T. So, we have a Prop Studio Graflex in a New Hope config with a lot of accuracy mods done to it. Everything from the rivet up top to the D-ring on the bottom. This sucker is very accurate, and I'm very impressed with Prop Studio's product. So, this is sporting a Goth 3 Designs chassis. It is printed in professional plastic, not the black, strong, and flexible. Let me turn this off real quick. So it is very smooth. It's a lot smoother, a lot better quality than the cheaper. So you get what you pay for. Have your kill key with recharge port, got your lovely proffie board, and your power on indicator, as well as a Saber Essential 28mm bass speaker. Now this is using a Graflex shop blade holder because it is cheaper, still very accurate. One thing I love about the Graflex shop blade holder is that there's no cutoff point, so there's no light bleed through there for the shine. It still has the lip up here, so that's a plus. Has indentions for the brass contact strips. You do have to modify the blade holder to allow for the glass eye though. So you can probably see some aluminum, bare aluminum there. It's because you actually have to drill it out to accept it. Overall, this is a beautiful replica. Now this is of course one of the blems that he had up for sale. I'm assuming it's one of them that he had on eBay, and my client was lucky enough to nab one. Lucky sucker. So this is a Fulmer blem. It is absolutely fantastic. Grips are aligned in a New Hope. Perfectly placed gap, thanks to Mike Firth's grips. This has the wonderful stainless steel finish, which it's a little darker. It's almost like a nickel plated, but not quite to that extreme. You know, a typical Graflex is, I believe it's chrome plated brass. Don't quote me on that. And, you know, I compare it to my vintage. It looks very close as far as the finish goes. It's a little darker. I love it. I can't wait for them to release their Fulmer edition. I would love to install one of those, even though this is technically it. The only blemish I really seen on it was on the finish down here in the grip section. There was some weird kind of pattern going up there that you could only see in certain angles. So it's covered up now with the grips, so this pretty much is brand spanking new. You have a Wanawanga D-ring down here, held in place with a rivet, 3mm I believe. 5mm? I don't know. We have the bubble strip, which I believe is also Wanawanga. The accuracy of the clamp is spot on. Great spacing on all the letters. The letters are perfectly in line with the clamp squares. Essentially the only sound venting you get on this is from there, and well, that's about it actually. where else does sound escape? You could put some holes in here, but then that would take away the accuracy, and my client was fine with it being this way, so done deal. The glass eye is beautiful, very well done. I believe this is the Fulmer edition. It's got kind of a flat lip around it. I believe that's a Fulmer feature. I'm not 100% sure on the glass eye accuracy, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with it. The one thing that I would love to see different on the Graflex shop blade holders is a little spot for the metal contacts to go in there. That would make it even more accurate, which I've seen Martin Bayer has his available for that feature. I noticed Solo's Hold does not have that, so Martin Bayer, I believe, is the first one to pull that off. Unless I'm wrong. I've been wrong a million times. We have the smooth Fulmer pins from the Graflex shop. So this is not a fully removable chassis by any means. Getting back into it. The slide tab, very well done. We have a kind of dull finish on the slide tab part and kind of a shinier finish on the circular part. The thumb screw is a wonderful dark cherry red with some great, it's not the Fulmer knurling on this, which I believe the Fulmer just came up like halfway from the top and just stopped about halfway. It is great though. The consistency of the divot is fantastic. There are slight machine marks on it, very slight, which I see on most vintages, at least mine anyways. The beer tab and the rivet, perfect. Nice flat beer tab. You got the spacer underneath it, and the rivet is fully contoured all the way around. It is very well done. I'm sure there's some other experts out there that can give a better rundown of this than me, but this is what I've learned so far. The rivet for the bunny ears did not come smooth like this one is. Purchased this separately from the Graflex shop for my client and put it in. It came with the spacer, so changed that out. That's more accurate now. The bunny ears look very well done. It's got the notches in it. It's got the screw holes, and see if I can get this on. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get that part, but yeah, it's good. As I'm told, or as I've seen, the S-curve of the emitter is very, very accurate to the vintages. Bunny ears, nice and straight. Not anymore. Now they are, right? Let's see. God, I think that covers it about head to toe, you know? For the chassis, I wanted to make sure that once it was on there, it was on there. No non-user friendliness going on there. So I used some super low profile 440 nuts. Used one right up in there. Just lock tight. Keep it snug. It's not going anywhere. And did the same on that one and that one. So it's solid, smooth, fantastic. Now, when I first installed this, I didn't have the clamp quite tight enough. So whenever I was swinging it around, the clamp was actually moving way too easily. Tightened it back up, and it's good to go now. However, whenever you try to put it back on, you'll notice it's pretty darn tight. Kind of got to wedge it on there. So I'll get one lip under, wedge it back. Rock solid. Overall, I would say for Graflex replicas, there are a few on the market that I would recommend above all else. The Graflex shop is definitely number 1 or number 2. This is definitely number 1 or number 2. I would say probably the Graflex shop is #1 for me, just because their quality control is out of this world good, and the finish on it. It comes with the smooth rivet. I've seen some people gripe about them and certain things about their replica. The people that overanalyze Graflexes. I think it's funny. I'm like, why are you going to that length? Like, oh, if the light reflects it right there, you can see an inaccuracy compared to event. Like, really, dude? I don't know. Some people are just way too nuts about it. And if you're, I got one of the blems of the Gen 2s, and I must say, it is gorgeous. I am giving it the full install it deserves. Because I'm not going to install my vintage. Screw that. That's staying static. It's a beauty as it is. Yeah. If you're in the market for a Graflex, this or the Graflex shop's definitely the way to go. Roman Props is really good too. I'm not... Yeah, they're all good. There are others that are nowhere near as accurate. I'll just say that. You get what you pay for. 9 times out of 10, you really do. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, Saber fans, may the Force be with you always.